The saying that goes, if you look good, you feel good, and it helps with, I guess, your feelings or whatever. So lately, I've been kind of been in a funk, right? So I'll be honest. The funk is correlating with some stuff that's going on with me internally, as well as some outside factors. So since I've lost weight, I feel like I've regained a little bit more confidence. I won't say like I was totally not confident with myself because I mean, look at the material. But since I've lost weight, I felt like I've gained more confidence in the way I look, the way I'm presented to the world, things like that. Granted, it could be a byproduct of the way society treats people, yada yada yada, right? But lately, I felt myself going back into a slump, kind of, sort of, because I felt like I was picking at certain things of me. Like, yeah, I've lost weight now, but now I feel like things feel are ill fitting, or now I'm noticing other imperfections that I feel like should be taken care of. And it brought me to the fact that it's not what I look like outside that's bothering me. It's these constant changes and transformations that I'm going through internally that's taking me through it. Um, Basically, I'm saying all that to say, like, sometimes I be thinking I'm that girl. I really do. And it's not, and me feeling like I'm not that girl don't even be based on the way I look. Like, I don't know, because of the way I was raised and the way things were hyper focused in my house, the way I looked was never an issue for me. I don't think I've ever been made to feel ugly. And then even if somebody says I'm ugly, I'd be like, you're lying. But that's just a me thing. I mean, I ain't saying you gotta think I'm cute, whatever. But my struggles have always been the way I'm perceived on, like, I guess, an intellectual level, the way I communicate. Like, I always feel misunderstood. I always feel like I'm not making sense, even when I'm making these videos, when I'm talking to people, when especially when I'm trying to convey my feelings. I feel like even when I repeat, and that's why I repeat myself a lot too when I'm talking. Even when I repeat myself, even when I over explain what I'm saying, I feel like people are still not grasping what I'm saying, and I'm still not being understood, and I feel alone. Like, I really feel like I'm the only person that can understand me. Granted, I do have moments where when I say stuff and people be like, yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Like, my best friend, like, I'll say stuff to her sometimes. She'll be like, yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. This is what you mean. And I'll be like, oh my God, like, literally, I had a conversation with her and I cried because it's very far in between where I feel understood. And I feel like people are hearing what I'm saying and people are understanding what I'm saying. So that's my struggle. And I guess that is something that is happening for me with Pluto being in Aquarius in my first house. Self. And I always feel like when I think of self, or when I feel like maybe most people think of self, you think of your outer self. And I was just like, well, how much more can I change with Pluto being Aquarius and Aquarius being in my first house of self can I change? And because I was thinking outer self, and I'm like, I didn't change so much about me within these last, how long Pluto was in Capricorn, like 18 years, I don't know. So I'm like, what else? But now I'm realizing the transformation of self that are happening for me are internal, and it's just me trying to figure it out. And also with astrology, going back to astrology, because I'm gonna always bring it up. Um, I feel like my Chiron in Gemini, the wounded healer, is another reason why I always feel misunderstood. And but I had an astrologer tell me, just simplify it. Just my mission is to just simplify. It's hard to simplify because when I feel like I'm saying something at the simplest form, I don't feel like I'm heard. I don't feel like I feel like when I feel like I'm saying something at the simplest form, that I have to simplify it even more. But yeah, that's just a random astrology communication thing.